we're talking about the movie Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is an action-adventure thriller. It's about Ethan Hunt and his IMF team in which they track down this new technology that is going to try to pretty much take over the world, and they're trying to go and stop it. And the runtime is 163 minutes. The film's rating is PG-13 in color. The film is written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, known for the films Jack Reacher, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, and Mission Impossible Fallout. And I got to see this in IMAX. I also got the pleasure of rewatching all the Mission Impossible movies. So I was very much already let's go watch Mission Impossible. And this is probably my favorite Mission Impossible movie. I think this movie's amazing. And of course, the experience saw it in the big IMAX screen, which made it look just even better. But even then, this movie's amazing. I think this film is fantastic from beginning to end. Action-packed, no stopping, just pure action, and just the story and the writing and the characters and just the story of just trying. It's very I loved it. I love this movie. And the humor of it too. There was some humor that I didn't expect. And I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. And this film is fantastic. And you you got the man himself, ladies and gentlemen, the action hero. This is my action hero, ladies and gentlemen. I am young, I'm 20, and I can't be like, oh yeah, Chris Evans, or fucking anything like that. My action hero, Tom freaking Cruise. This man is amazing. His performance is fantastic. He does everything in the movie. Of course, you got Ethan Hunt and his team, where they're ghosts pretty much. They're rogues, and they get picked to do a mission to get the key, and pretty much, and also Rebecca Ferguson's got a bounty, so you get her as well. And yeah, and he must stop this machine, this little thing that's gonna stop people. And Ethan Hunt is fantastic. Tom Cruise is a fucking legend. This man does it all. The stunts are remarkable. Also, he runs, so if you like Tom Cruise running a lot, he runs plenty in this movie. He's doing that jogging, ladies and gentlemen. He's jogging his way to victory. But, man, Tom Cruise is a legend. At his age, doing the stunts, for him to he does it. That stunt where he's legit. First off, the driving stunts are fantastic. And him just him fucking motorcycle flowing. You look at that and you're like, this dude is fucking insane. And that's why we love Tom Cruise. That's why we go to the movies, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Tom Cruise is the guy who says, go watch movies in theaters. I'm the same. Go fucking see this in the biggest screen imaginable. You need to see this movie. It's amazing. And Tom Cruise is a legend. You also got, I'd say, the antagonist of the film, Esteban, who has history with Tom Cruise. I don't want to get into it because I feel like it's pretty plot heavy, but he has history with Cruise, and he takes orders from this little machine. And yeah, Esteban was a threatening villain who's very okay, this was gonna happen, and I don't want to say anything, but shit happens that you're like, oh wow, damn Esteban. But yeah, Esteban was a menace, and he was a damn good villain. He's up there as one of the best villains. I still think Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the most terrifying villains, but he's great. He's a great villain, and he's the big bad pretty much, and he's great. And you also got Palm Clementov, of course, Mantis in Guardians, who plays the hitman, the assassin. She's great. She's a badass. She's also scary. She fucking takes no shit. And yeah, I thought Palm Clementov is fantastic in the movie. You also got a new up-and-comer, Haley Atwell, who she's part of the mission, and she meets Tom Cruise by stealing one of his things. And yeah, Haley Atwell is great. I love the banter between the two. They're fantastic together. This is probably the best love interest. I love Rebecca Ferguson. I think she's one of the best. But I think Haley Atwell really just killed it in this film. She was amazing. She was lovely. And you also got the returning cast. Simon Pegg being the man in the chair. He's still there doing the missions, but he's more helping Tom Cruise. And I love Simon Pegg. He's hilarious in the movie. He's one of my favorite British comedians, and I loved him. And you also got Ving Rhames, which he's the one with the history. He's been with Tom Cruise since the beginning, and he helps Tom Cruise do the mission as well. And I Ving Rhames is great. He's always good in the movies. He's always fun. And yeah, the movie's great. And you got the returning Quadridge from the original 1996 Mission Impossible, who you can tell, hey man, Quadridge and Ethan's had history together, and he's trying to stop him and also get the key, but I guess for the greater good. And Quadridge is a great character. He's great. I loved him in the Brian De Palma's Mission Impossible, and he's great in this movie as well. And he in the scenes that he had with Mission Impossible is so reminiscent to like the moments from the original, and I loved it. And I love I'd say the throwbacks to Brian De Palma's picture, and them actually giving love to that movie, which I love. Brian De Palma's Mission Impossible, and yeah, this movie performances are great. Everybody did great. You also got the returning Vanessa Kirby as the millionaire girl, who's just a rich chick, I guess, and yeah, she's great. I like Vanessa Kirby, and all the actors did good. Direction by Christopher McQuarrie is amazing. The action scenes are fantastic. This is a well shot, well directed movie. The writing by him is great as well. The dialogue, the story is super interesting and just super intense and super like, oh wow, this is big. This is a really big like mission, and part 2 is on its way, and there's more to the story than what we're getting, and I love it. I can't wait for part 2. And the chemistry, I mean, the cast has been working with each other for multiple movies now, and I think they all work very well together. The cinematography is amazing. This is a well-shot movie, a beautiful-looking movie, especially on the big IMAX screen. The music score is really good, super intense. I love the score for this film. The action scenes are fantastic. Everything was amazing. It's super like tense, super exciting, and you're just there like watching and just being like, oh shit, and also laughing, having a fun time. It's a really fun film, and it's meant to be seen with audiences, that's for sure. And the stunt work, I gotta give respect to the stunt work. Tom Cruise, you're a fucking legend. Everybody who did the stunts for this movie gets a round of applause. You deserve it, and you gotta give respect to the stunt work, because the stunt work in this movie is just amazing, and just Tom Cruise really just putting it, man. He's fucking there, driving a motorcycle off a cliff and just skydiving into a fucking train. You're just like, wow. Tom Cruise, you're insane. But that's why we love you. Yeah, this film is amazing. I think it's one of my favorite Mission Impossible. It's up there. I don't know, Fallout and this are kind of even in a way, but I think I might enjoy this a little more. I fucking love this film. So for that, it gets its highest rating, 5 out of 5 stars. I love Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And I'm very much looking forward to how they nail this conclusion to this franchise, which is up there. It's like one of my favorite franchises. I think this is one of the best action franchises, which is funny that this movie is about to be 8 movies. Fast 10 is 10, and it just gets worse and worse. But let's digress. Let's not talk shit about anybody. I love this movie, and if you love movies, if you love this experience of going into the theater, see this in IMAX. It's a beauty. And see it in theaters, ladies and gentlemen, where it's meant to be seen. So, thank you guys.